In this birch forest painting, I used splatter technique to create bark of birch tree and layering technique for foliage, background and foreground details. Few artworks of mine based on layering technique. What is layering? Layering, also known as glazing. In this technique, you can apply a wet wash on top of a dried wash 2 or more times to develop depth and value in painting. In splattering, paint, ink or other medium are flicked dripped onto a surface with the help of brush, fingers, droppers and straws. The blue square demonstrates how repeated transparent layer increase color depth, reducing color intensity. When one transparent color is glazed over another, the intensity changes and a new mixed color effect appears. The paint spray sphere shows how layering transforms a 2D circle into a 3D object, producing new color through glazing, transparent colors overlapping to create secondary and tertiary colors, creating depth in shapes. A layered leaf form shows how overlapping transparent colors create depth and visual interest. Each leaf remains visible through the transparent layers. For this birch forest painting, I am using Thubi's Premium Watercolor Half Pan Landscape Palette. The high pigment colors work beautifully for layering and soft watercolor washes. In this watercolor painting, I created a peaceful birch forest by applying a watercolor splash technique to create barks of birch tree with brush. Then I used a small piece of hard paper to lift and shape the splatter into birch trees, turning random splatters into the characteristic birch tree trunk and bark patterns with the help of brush. And then I added a soft cadmium lemon yellow washes to build the forest background. Created depth by using the layering technique with multiple watercolor washes. Enhanced the foliage with loose brushstrokes and varied green tones. Added darker details and shadows to give the trees more dimensions. And finished the artwork by refining the foreground and balancing light textures. There are few important rules for successful layering. Allow each layer to dry completely before adding the next. Use transparent watercolor pigments for best results. Start with lighter colors and gradually move to darker values. Use thin, even washes to avoid muddy colors and preserve highlights from the beginning of the painting. Layering or glazing is a fundamental watercolor technique used to build color intensity and create new color effects, develop depth and simple shapes, realistic forms.